guys, we're going to learn how to add a name and weld it to things like split letter monograms, to round signs, whatever you want, where you want to weld a name to the artwork so it cuts as one file. So we have a split letter monogram here. So let's go ahead and use our text tool. Very simple. Let's go with McKinney. Then I will select my selection tool. I'm going to select McKinney. And I'm going to scale it where I want. Just quickly. Let's change the font. Let's go with Times Bold. Oh, Times Bold. There we go. So very important, we have to make sure that this name now goes above this line and below this line. It has to be inside of the artwork so that when we weld it, it kind of just all welds together. It's like I have to have them overlapping. I'm sitting here moving my hands as if you guys can see me. So anyways, so we're going to position that where we want it. And as you can see, I got it going above the line there. And I'm going to grab this little anchor here and I'm going to pull it down just below that other line. And sometimes it moves the top when you do that. So you got to move the top back up. Now one thing on these rounded letters, I don't want to move it up too much because that would end up, when it's welded, it would end up cutting like that. And I don't want that. I want to show the rounded edge. You can go in after and edit each letter individually if you want on the rounded letters, which I often do. But for this tutorial, we will just show you how to weld this in. So we've got that there positioned overlapping into the artwork. I'm going to go to Object, Convert to Path. Now it's changed this from a font to a path. Then, if you wanted to actually ungroup it, then you can individually do each letter. So we can play around with the C here if we wanted to. So that's just how you do that. So then we're going to go to Edit, select All, then we go to Object, Modify, Weld. And that is it. Super easy, guys. So it's all together like that. You want to make sure that for Glowforge that it has a stroke of black and no fill. Glowforge reads fills as engraves, and strokes you can either score it or cut it. So we're going to be cutting this, and that is it. So if you wanted to have it as an engrave, you would go to your fill here and fill it, and remove the stroke. So, but that's not what we're doing. So we want it stroked, and we want no fill. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save that to my hard drive. We'll save it as McKinney. We want to save it as an SVG file. And that is it. It is ready. So it's very similar with round art like this. You can do it with anything. Anything that has a spot that you want to put a name into. So we'll just go ahead and I will put my name here. And I will position that. Oops. Let's just change the font. Whatever, we'll just give it a bold font just quickly. I'm an Adobe Illustrator guy. I do not use these programs very often, but I am showing you guys just how to do it here. If we click here, we can, and if I hold Option, it can go from the center out, which is kind of cool. But if not, you don't hold Option, you can do each side like that. It goes above and below the lines there. So I want to convert that to a path. And then we go to Select All, Edit, Select All. Then we go to Object, Modify, Weld. And that is it. Save that as an SVG and you bring that in. So let's just go over to our Glowforge artwork, the artwork that we just did. So the McKinney. Into our Glowforge interface. And there it is. So we want to scale it up. Now in Glowforge, if you grab the corners and you do not hold shift, it scales proportionally. If you hold shift, you can scale it however you like. So in this case, I actually don't like scaling things, squishing them. So I like to scale them proportionally. So we want to bring it as big as we can make it. And if it's in red, you're good to go. If you've made it too big and you've gone outside the border, the art will be in gray. That's after you've selected your material. Now I print on the Home Depot Pure Bond Maple 1/4 inch. So I usually just select thick maple plywood, and then for my machine, I've tested it and I find I get great results at 150 full power. So we would just scale this so it's red inside the border. There we go. You would set focus. And once that's done, make sure it's all ready to go, and you click print. And that's it. Super easy, guys.